So we're going to bring up Paul. Paul from Menterprise. Hi, Paul. Paul's a good friend of mine. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Daryl. How you doing?
Good. And you got Simon on here too?
Hey,
Do
Paul.
you
Good
see
to
us
see you.
okay?
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, well, we're in the same situation you are with terrible weather.
Yes.
So if you hear all this clackling and all that nonsense around me, it's because of that.
That's awesome. Awesome. We also got Christy who's coming up here. You can go ahead and mute her. She's going to help join as well. I hope, Christy, you can unmute whenever you're ready. There's time for you to jump in whenever you want to. But Paul, you also have a screen share. So whenever you're ready for that, we can get started with that. You got a full hour, but we have a hard stop at the top of the hour for the next person that's coming on. So can I give a little backstory about Paul? Okay. I've been working with Paul for, I don't know, close to 2 years? I think it's been about that. And I signed on from a guy in the industry who I won't name, but he had recommended your content software. And I looked at this software, and as a software developer, I was just blown away with what you had going on. Now, I have since talked to the developer or the lead developer, Pim, and we've gotten to be friendly with each other. But the detail in the way that software was put together, it got my attention right away. And so then these very late nights, I'm talking to Australia, to Paul, and we're talking about this new project that he couldn't tell me about. It was a top secret little thing. Yes. And I was like, oh, I got to have this. I got to be the first to have this thing. I got to have this thing, right? And so he couldn't even tell me the name of it, right? He just said that it's something, because I was asking Paul to do all kinds of things with WordPress. And he's like, ha, 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 you don't want to do WordPress with what we've got coming up. And I'm like, really? And so I was just like really interested, because I've done a lot of stuff with WordPress since 2006, but it's always been a nightmare. WordPress has been, what I say with others, it's like having shifting sand underneath your whole foundation, and you never know what's going to happen. But anyway, lo and behold, he said, okay, I got something to show you. When he showed me this platform, which you're going to see here a little glimpse of, I couldn't sleep for literally 2 or 3 nights. Do you remember that, Paul? Yeah, I couldn't sleep because I was like so excited about it. Yeah, and the thing is that it's because I have the knowledge of MassPage, and when I see the Ferrari of MassPages, I mean the creme de la creme, the most amazing platform for speed and flexibility and all these kinds. The experimental Daryl, the guy that wanted to just dive in, was like pretty much begging Paul to let me get early access to this thing. So anyway. So I got early access to this thing. I was probably one of the first, dozen people to get access to it. So we're talking about Menterprise Publishing, which is the second product that Paul and the team over at Menterprise have put out. So let's just continue on the story where you pick up, I guess, and you can talk a little bit about, what your side of the story, if you don't mind.
No, that's cool. Yeah, look, the whole reason we started with Menterprise content a little over 2 years ago, we'd been using it in a format because we were dealing with clients. We had lots of clients. They needed content. We needed blog content. We needed website content. We had all the issues that everybody else has online. And what was available was just absolutely horrendous. And I was working, Daryl, you know this, I was working like 200 hours a month trying to get stuff done for clients. I was making a reasonable amount of money, but you know what? It was always really hard work. But with Menterprise content, we started that just over 2 years ago. We've done trillions and trillions of words. I can't give you an exact figure because it's way into the trillions, and we've done billions of articles with content. The neat thing is, though, we're not limited to just English. Now, I know the Americans and the Canadians and sometimes the POMs and the Australians, we're so enamored by the idea that everybody speaks English. but it's only like
Mhm.
15% of the world market. So Menterprise content is the only platform that will do languages. We have over 100 languages. We're in over 100 countries. We have users from multi-million-dollar companies, SEO companies, copywriting companies, all the way down to small businesses like you and I that just need a consistent flow of content. And what I can now do in about a minute used to take me at least a day or two. And you understand this. So does Simon. Simon knows our platforms as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Simon might be taking a little break because he's been running most of the show earlier today, so it's really late for him. So he might jump on and off, but just don't mind that. I really have to be here 100% for this because I've been looking forward to this all day long. So.
okay. Well, what happened after that is obviously, we're dealing with different platforms for output. We had the best input. Everything from, the content, the structured, and I've been teaching people about structured content for a long, long time. And those that have followed me in that, have obviously won, whether they're using WordPress or some other platform. But I'd say about 2 years ago, we started developing. It took us a couple of years to develop Menterprise Publishing, but about 2 years ago, we decided to share it with a couple of people. You were the first person, other than the other one that you were talking about earlier, that was, allowed an early access to Menterprise Publishing. And man, I'll tell you what, that has changed a lot of lives. We have the only platform that, it's a professional grade tools. Everything that we do is professional grade. It's based on, Pim, our lead, used to work for the Australian and American Defence Force. So all that information that he gained from that and helped them, with billions of lines of code and all that sort of stuff, he works with our company. But it's very simple. All our platforms are very simple. They're very powerful. You can adapt as you need to. There is no comparison, Daryl. We're not going to talk with, compete with, a WordPress plugin or a WordPress theme or anything like that.
Right.
What we can do in 1 minute would take people maybe a day, 2-3 weeks to do.
Oh, for sure. It would be a nightmare. And then to just keep track of the plugins and the themes under all of these sites and the network. And then to have these, which you're going to show later or soon here, is the nodes and just how that works. I mean, my gosh, to just put that together would just blow your brain out to try to, keep track of how all of these things interconnect with each other. It's just amazing.
Well, that's a really good point. You're sort of skipping ahead about Menterprise Publishing. People get really hung up on like the fact that we can do everything from backlinking, authority building, affiliate marketing, local domination. All of that stuff is in one platform. So you can save a lot of time and money using both Menterprise content, because you need content. You have to have content. That's the whole idea of the internet. And then an output platform. Now, I will show you in a few moments. You and I know that we can do like 20,000 pages created every minute per user.
Yeah.
We limit you to about 1 million pages per hour, but that's only because we've got hundreds and hundreds of people using the platform. But I think just so you know, just in case we do get offloaded because of the weather here, do you want to share that link with you? That go to HT.
Yeah. So
just in case.
Here's the link. go.ht/menterprise, and it's MENTERPRISE. Okay, Menterprise, like enterprise with an M in front of it. All right, go.ht/menterprise, and that will get you access to purchase the program. And then we also have a webinar coming up on Wednesday where we'll be able to give this the kind of time that it needs. So you're going to just see a really quick walkthrough tonight. But if you want to see the whole thing, go to webby.link/Menterprise, and we'll go ahead and get you into that class. It's totally free. And, even suggested people that have already purchased it to come too, because you never know what you're going to pick up. from watching it once again. So one of the things I also want to mention too is because you're here today, I have a exclusive training program and mastermind for the people that buy through this link. Okay. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what special thing that Paul has for you as well coming up. So why don't we, without further ado, if we can start, can we share your screen? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So we're going to share the screen and I'm going to make it full size so people can see it. And we
now
are
I can't see your bald head.
There you go.
There's advantages of full screen. All right. Look,
Yeah.
This is Menterprise content. This is our content development. It's extremely fast. And as I said before, we actually do have languages. So if you are thinking about doing, say, the United States, don't avoid or think that you can't do the Hispanic market. There's about 100 million people that speak Spanish in America. So we have the ability to use the .com and do Spanish. We have over 100 different languages in here. So if I was in, say, Austria, then I could obviously go and do, say, German or Croatian, etc., which is really cool, man. I've got people like Adrian in, say, Ireland, that has clients in Spain, and he does not know Spanish, which is pretty cool. But they still don't care because they've got, number 1, 2, 3, maybe even number 4 or 5 on page 1 for hundreds and hundreds of keywords. Okay. By the way, I was listening before about the video, promotion. We have the ability to put videos into your content. So if I was to want to put a video in here, I can put my own videos in here, but I also have the ability within Menterprise content to put in call to actions. I can do naps, I can do GMBs. So you can have embedded product or a map. So if you're doing local, you can have the content as local and branded. So that's really, really cool. And the randomness that we have is pretty amazing too. So what I do is when I do my runs, I have a search term with intent. I have my headers, my images all set to auto. So what that will do is it'll go out and grab the ranking titles, which are obviously keyword rich related to that search term. So all my hashtags, my H1, 2, and 3, and 4, and my table of contents are all relevant to what I'm going for. And I have the ability to make these like little templates. So if I'm dealing with my affiliate marketing side of my life and I want to target the top, say, 4 English speaking countries, then I can have these keywords or these hashtags now are going to be used in here through this little spinner. And so all of my hashtags will be related to that particular area. It's really, really cool, man. Because we can deal with so many different languages. I've even got French in here, not that I understand French. So if I did do it in French, I'd have all this in French as well, which is really cool. Images, that's obviously awesome. You can have your own images in here, but because of my time limits, I use the system to go out and grab images related to that search term. And here is my alt text. I automatically get my alt text as well. So these images that I have in my content are all high quality and with alt text. There are lots, just bear in mind, there are lots of little components that Google's looking for, and maybe we know a lot more than most, and we try to implement those within content, and then we just put out a lot of content for Google to choose from. It's like if I put out 1 million pages by the end of our call, then I would assume or expect about 5, 10, maybe even more % of those to get in the index. So I'm going to end up with 100,000 pages that could either make me $1 a day or $1 a week or $1 a month, depending on how I use it, whether I've got a client that might want to pay me $250 to $1,000 a month for my 15 minutes of work, which is really cool. All right, so that's my images. I set up my videos. They're all automatic. Notice there's no alt text in here. I would strongly suggest you have alt text. If you don't know how to deal with alt text, that's pretty cool. And I'm just going to have my videos as random on the page rather than having them all at the top. So it's very easy to get alt text. I just go over here and I hit video alt text. Hey, Daryl, you know that I'm very simple, eh?
Well, I think that that's why this program works so well, is because you've got a very able developer, and you like things simple. And that's why, like I said, the polish on this program is amazing. It's really great.
And it's extremely fast. Like seriously, guys, I've got 27 articles up here, and every one of these articles is formatted differently. And every one of them, if you know anything about syntax, this will help you. There is a lot of syntax in here. So if I was to just publish this one article with, say, Menterprise Publishing, I could probably do anything between 5,000 and 5 million words or output pages. So every one of these is a completely different format, different wording, different everything. So I could just hit copy syntax, or if I was going to do a blog post for, say, a client, I could just hit copy HTML, which is really cool. I can do replacer, I could do keywords, I can do a redirect. Redirects are really cool. That's one of the things that we're going to share in a few minutes. This is a mind-blowing opportunity with Daryl. Redirects are wonderful. It's like, imagine if I could put up, say, 100,000 pages in the next couple of minutes, assuming I'm going to drip feed them for the next 2 to 3 months or whatever period of time over my own network. There's two options. Those pages could have a call to action. So let's just have a look at that. So let's go over here to this. This is a long tail keyword search. I'll just refresh this. Can you see this okay? Daryl?
Yes, I can see that. Yep.
Okay, cool. This has only got 6 million, but have a look at this, guys. This is a one of our users. It's been up since July last year when we first started using Menterprise in the public. And notice that the domain name is a ZA. That's a South African domain. So don't get too hung up on domains. Google doesn't actually, from our experience with millions and millions of domains out there, is they don't rank domains. They don't necessarily rank subdomains, but they do rank the pages. So with Google at the moment, they'll allow you 2 spots in the SERP. So this is number 1 and number 2, and oh, they've got number 3 as well, which is pretty cool. But you know, some people will go, but that's a long tail. Hey, okay, that's all right. We'll just drop off attorneys for a moment, just so that you can see that I'm not playing around here. That's got 1.9 million. Okay, here you go. They've got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 spots. Oh, this is a .nl. What on earth does a .nl from the Netherlands or Nigeria have to do with the Bronx? That is so funny.
And the funny thing is, you showed me this over a year and a half ago, and that these are still showing. So
yeah, and this guy isn't, well, Errol's really quite, well, he's an expert in certain things, but you know what's interesting? He hasn't done any follow-up on this, and they're still number 1, number 2, and number 3 on page 1.
Yeah.
How long did it take him to get there? 15 minutes of work, and they've been there for over a year. And you and I know, what, how much did it cost him? Maybe $10. No ad spend, nothing, no click and dead. This is all assets that he owns, and he could always sell those pages if he really wanted to. And what about one of your little searches? I can remember this one. I hope you don't mind me sharing this one.
That's okay.
Yeah, facts about AI written copy, nearly 100 million. There's Amazon in there. Oh, there's you. Number 1. Far out, man. You're ahead of Unbounce. You're ahead of Neil Patel. How on earth did you do that? How long did it take you, man?
A few seconds. Sorry.
It's just one of your keywords, right?
Yeah, I don't have all my keywords, but I'm going to show. Yeah, oh my gosh. But the thing is that we're going to show more of those on Wednesday. When we do the webinar, we can show you more results because we'll have more time to do that. But yeah, it's been fun.
I want to show you.
It's been fun.
What I want to show you too, Daryl, is, you know, that people who say, okay, what can I use this for? You know, like, obviously, you know, whether you're an affiliate marketer or a content developer, or, you know, you're dealing with clients, you know, that all need blog content, that's really easy, guys. I can show you how to make $4,000 a year in 15 minutes by helping people do content for their blogs. It's really, really easy. But just imagine if you had an affiliate network, something like this. They actually have like a capture page that I don't actually have to do. I don't make any websites anymore. And these guys deal with like 100 and something different countries. Guess what? I'm going to target all the English-speaking countries because that's what I'm good at. And I'm just going to put out as much content related to this particular offer as I can. I can't tell you who this person is because, you know, it's private, but we do have a user that's scaling up as Menterprise platforms, and we do have something called a farm, and I'll explain that in a few minutes, where he's going to be aiming to make $20,000 per day, Daryl. 20K a day, man. It's a $25 per month product, but he can do this.
Yeah.
He's worked it out. It'll take him till next year, the end of next year, to do it. But $20,000. If he fails, it's okay with me. All right. So in here, what you can do is I've got this affiliate offer that is massage chairs. The neat thing with Menterprise content, you can use search terms or you can use URLs in your search up here. So if I was to do that particular affiliate offer, I can clear all this stuff here. I'm just going to change this to the United States, and I'm going to copy exactly what's ranking from that page because that's what I want to do. So within about a minute, I can have done all the research, which used to take me a day or two to do it, you know, grab all that content, make the content all valuable. Look, I've already got my headers in here. Look at that. I'm just going to change that from the Spanish one to maybe the top 300 cities. And I'll share these templates with you, you know, the users when they become a user of our platform. So this is going to be, look, there it is. That's that massage chair through all these 300 cities in the USA. So just on this one article, I would have millions and millions of potential outputs related to that massage chair. All I need to do then is just go to Menterprise Publishing and just hit publish. Isn't that just so cool?
It is cool. It is cool.
Oh,
I
look at
can't
that,
wait
guys.
to see.
5 minutes,
done.
48. Oh, no, it wasn't 5 minutes. It was 48 seconds for 5 articles. And look at this. I don't have to do any of this. Now, I don't like the format of this. That's okay. Just hit reapply modules. Yeah, or respin. There you go. Look at that. Look, seriously, that would have taken me at least a day to make that page. And I've got 5 of those pages, those articles. So all I need to do is just hit copy syntax, go into Menterprise Publishing, and bang. Now, I want to show you this before I go any further. This is Menterprise Publishing, guys. This is one of my campaigns that I did in April. It was about 6 months ago. It was just like a demo. I screwed around. Just bear in mind, you know, if you spend a little bit more than my 20 seconds of showing somebody, I would have got better results. But look at this. This had 26,000 pages created, and the campaign actually hasn't finished yet. And look at this, that one page, and this is about sunglasses. This is about Dutch sunglasses on a web designer domain, and it's all about businesses in Corpus Christi. It has no relevance, but look at this. That's 3,000 hits. 3,000 hits, and look, that is a C3. Now, when people are thinking about,
let's explain that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's explain what that is, because a lot of people might not know what that is.
Okay. We've all potentially heard of PBNs or backlinking or, you know, structured, you know, formatting so that you're sort of trying to create pages or sites out there that link to another one, to another one, to another one. And some people pay big money for that, or you can create your own within Menterprise Publishing. So I created this diagram. It took me about 20 seconds. So I can have the ability that where it shows a target is anything that you want to grow authority. So it could be a money site, it could be a client site, it could be a GMB. And I'm just going to give you a hint. If you want your YouTube videos to stick, like I have one guy with 200 video assets, he's taken over page 1, page 2, and page 3, and half of page 4. That's nearly 35 spots that he's taken over for thousands of keywords and hundreds of locations around the world. That's how you do it. You use it in the content, the URL and the content of the video, and you use it as a target. So no matter what happens, you'll get to stick. And that's really powerful. So these are what they call, you said earlier, nodes. This is a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 4, 5. So imagine this. This is a C. This is a tier 3.
Mm-hmm.
In the traditional PBN sense, you just have links to a lower tier. But this has got 300 and something hits. So that link juice, so every single page that you create using structured content from Menterprise content into Menterprise publishing is seen as an asset. I don't care if it's a 6th tier, but this is a 3rd tier, and it's got all that link juice down here, which is amazing. So all these, look, I've got 1 on my A tier, but all these are 2nd and 3rd tier. Isn't that cool, though? Seriously? That's 3,000 hits, guys.
Well,
3,000
you know,
hits.
the thing is, Paul, that what you're talking about is structured content on the page, but you also, your campaigns have its own content structure or its own structure with links.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's so powerful about how this works is, I mean, you see domain authority, and we'll get Christy up here coming up in a minute. And when she's going to come up, but she's got a huge network, and you can just see the power that has given to the domains that she has. So back to you. I just wanted to mention that little tidbit.
Okay. Thanks, Daryl. Notice here, when I'm testing the market or poking the market, I don't care what niche it is, we can dominate pretty much anything given time and amount of pages. I normally do about 10 to 15,000 pages per test. All right, it'll only take me about 30 seconds to create 10,000 pages. It's about 20,000 pages per minute on the creation side of this. So if I want to really just check a page that I've just created in content, I want to have a look at it, that's really cool. That's 252 pages. But most of these are like, I copy it, I duplicate it, and I spread the time frame out a little bit further. So you can notice here, this is going out for nearly a year into the future. This one here is just about to finish. Actually, it's just finished. So I did that for about a week, which is really cool. The most powerful aspect, I think, of this is that you have the ability, if you're dealing with clients, if you're building all that authority to a client and that client just becomes a total ass and they're not paying you, you could just change that out instead of sending it to Apple. They love us. I can just change that, all that targeted value to that client, to another client. And you know how long it's going to take me to do that? Less than 10 seconds. That's how amazing this is. So if your clients aren't paying you for some unknown reason, they've got really selfish and stupid, you can just change who they are in a few seconds. I can also come in here, I can pause the campaign, I can duplicate the campaign. That's what I do. I normally do 10,000 page runs, and I duplicate the campaign. I do about another 5. They'll take me about a minute to do like 50,000 pages. And what I love about this is just mind-blowing. I can edit the campaigns after the event. So if I've got like Tim, who does a lot of local, made a wrong telephone number, wrong client phone number, right client phone number, saved it, updated it, and then 10 seconds later, all those telephone numbers that were on the page were updated. And in this little thing here, I love this. This is where you can add a redirect. You can add an affiliate offer after your pages are in the rankings or whatever. You can change things out. That's what I do. I let my pages mature for a while, and then I'll add an affiliate offer or a call to action or a telephone number or whatever I might want to in here, which is really cool. Okay, you want to see me do this?
I do. Yes.
Watch this. Okay, I don't have anything in here. Look at this. Look. Okay, I have nothing. Now I could have multiple targets. So if you are doing something for a client, you don't just have their homepage. You might have their homepage, their YouTube, their GMB, their main page. You can do all that sort of stuff. But I'm just going to do like 2 targets at the moment, and I'm just going to hit this little button here, and I'm just going to randomize stuff. Oh, look at that! Woohoo! I love that. Don't like it really. Cool. I might just hit this randomized diagram. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 tiers, which is pretty cool. And that one there,
looks
I like
that.
It looks like it does. I was going to just say it.
It's like no dart.
The fish. I always say 1 target if I'm doing 1 target. All right, so that's what I do if I'm going to use a diagram again and again and again. So I just save that, and I can manually apply little changes to it. Like I'm very creative, artistic, so I might say, okay, that particular node is going to link to that one, and these ones here are just going to randomly go to that one. So my diagram now is even more complex. All right, so I can just save that. Now, obviously, look, that's me done. All right, that's my structuring of how I'm doing. Either it's a PBN or backlinking or authority building. It doesn't really matter what we call anything. Remember, every single page on here is an asset. Now, with this being said, if this was a client, then I would just put their client URLs, or it could be a YouTube video, it could be whatever. But because I do a lot with affiliate marketing, I would just put a / in here. And if I want to sell that network in the future and have it go to a client, I can just change that. It'll only take me 10 seconds. So in this instance, I'm just going to do it like I'm just putting up lots of pages as an affiliate. I need some content. Hey man, I've got that sorted. I'll show you real quick. All right, I can grab my spun headers in here. This is these keywords through this spun here. I'm just going to grab spun titles. God, this used to take me hours, 12 to 16 hours a day, and I'm just showing you in real time.
This is why I couldn't sleep at night for 3 nights. Thank you.
Well, I haven't slept for years. All right, so I've got all that. I need to have some spin tax. So I'm going to put out lots of pages. There are ways, because our internet here in Australia sucks at times, especially if you're traveling. I might just hit copy MPub spin tax, and I just put this in here. Now, bear in mind, we do supply about 50 different platforms content. They may not admit it, but we've got guys using our platforms, our content for, 1 to 5,000 articles per day. And I can guarantee you they're not charging $1 per article either. And I'm just going to grab another one in here just because I can. All right, there you go. And I'll just stick it in here. All right, so there you go. Add more content. Pretty cool. So what I'm going to do, Daryl, if you don't mind, I'm just going to spend a couple of seconds here. I'm just going to go into, say, a couple of weeks into the past, because that looks like the sites that we're going to create have been worked on for some time. And because I'm testing the market, I'm just going to go out for 60 to 90 days. And the maximum, by the way, you can do, like this is only 26 nodes. Don't worry about what that means. It's just an interlinking structure. Is 1,000. So in this diagram, I could do 26,000 pages. But because I'm just checking out the market, I'm just going to do like 10,000. And I'm going to put them on my domains, my subdomains. Like I've got a little destination group here. It's over 2 domains. It's got 100 subdomains. And I'm just going to click on that. And I'm just going to hit publish. So from the time I get content in a new market, in a new language, it's all structured. That might take me 2 to 5 minutes, to publishing, 10,000 pages. It could take me, worst case scenario, about 10 to 15 minutes. So there you go. How's that? It's now deploying. Isn't that cool? Do you have any questions at the moment?
No, but I would like to bring in Christy because we're running low on time, and I want to give her a chance because she always adds a lot of value, and she's got way more pages than I have.
Daryl.
Yeah.
10,000 pages, not 10 days or 10 weeks, 30 seconds. And remember, I can go in here, I can look at all that stuff, I can preview the diagram that you and I made, and bango, I can do all that sort of stuff if I needed to. And I could delete the campaign. So if I did, I wouldn't recommend this, and I hopefully Chrissy will attest to this. Don't delete campaigns if you think you've made a mistake based on all the bullshit that's out there from all these supposed SEO agencies or whatever they are. Just let it sit there, let it mature, and then find out what the results are. But if you needed to, you can just hit the platform there, the button, and it will remove those 10,000 pages that I just created, which is really dumb of me, but I'll just show you anyway. Cool.
Very good. So the key is to get to the webinar. It's webby.link/Menterprise. If you're ready to purchase and you just missed the last deal, you want to go to go.ht/Menterprise. Do you want to make your announcement now, or do you want to wait a little bit?
Yes, no, I will. Now, because of our relationship over the last couple of years, and you know that I don't offer this often, only to you, the first 20 people that go to go.ht/Menterprise, only 20. I'm only going to accept 20. We're not trying to flog product here, guys. We take a lot of pride in giving people a lot of support, training on both Menterprise content and Menterprise publishing, because they are professional products. They're not some sort of game. Okay, you've got to understand that. So we do spend time with you. The first 20 will be able to grab Menterprise content. All right, the full version. I'm just going to go to here. All right, normally people, our most favored platform for content, this is about $10 a day for up to 4 million words. Normally we give the redirect and links module to this plan here, but we're going to give it to your users or anybody who uses that go.ht/Menterprise. We'll get you a entry. It's only going to cost $149, but we're going to apply the redirect and advanced modules, which people are normally paying $295 for. Cool. And it's only going to run, not just for today. I'm just going to allow this to happen till the 15th of December. All right, Daryl. So if people want to get involved and they want to wait, then that's how that will work. And Enterprise Publishing, so that you understand what happens there. If you want to save a huge amount of time like I do, you know, I don't want to waste 200 hours a month when I can do it actually in 2 hours a month. All right, Menterprise Publishing is really, really easy to get involved with, and that's over here. You need to have your own domains, which we host your domains, which is super, super cheap. You just go over here, and these are our plans. Okay, some people start here. Some people start here. Some people like Christy and Michael scaled up. We do have plans bigger than this for those that are serious, like that guy who wants to make $20,000 per day. He'll have what we call a farm, which is 100 million pages. Cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Super
I mean, we
cheap,
were just
man.
talking. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about how this is like, you know, the fact that you can make this pretty dynamic. When we bring you into our mastermind, which is a part of this, when you buy through this link, you get into Daryl's mastermind. That's me. And we have some special training. We have some welcome rooms and things like that we've done. And we just continue to build content about this platform and how we are using it professionally and also experimentally to try to really push the needle and try different things so that you can learn from our experimentations and everything like that. So we're going to support you definitely to become really good at this and to figure out the things that work the very, very best. So I'd like to ask Christy if you're available, if you want to come on and talk a little bit about your experience with it. I hope to have you on Wednesday's webinar. And also Simon is also a customer as well. So he has Menterprise as well. And we were just talking about how excited we are to just take some of the things we've learned on this Webathon and to apply it to Menterprise. So it's definitely
You'd be surprised, Daryl. It's like for me, yesterday I learned something new and I've been using it for 2 years. People can start basic like I'm basic, but you can evolve to anything you like. You can go as deep as you like to it, and we're evolving all the time as well. And as you know, we adapt things as you need. True?
No, yeah, absolutely. Tim Judge asked if there's a coupon code. There's no coupon code that is necessary. You just go through the link that I told you about, which is go.ht/Menterprise. And then Mary
It'll
Fox
be applied automatically.
Mary Fox did know that you can use URLs inside of the content. So she got something new from this, and she's already a customer. So
any Google operator you can use in our search. We're a lot more advanced than Google. By the way, just so you understand, we do not charge for licensing fees, VPSs, proxies, captures, none of that. We support all of that. And we can scale to anything that you like. At the moment, we're limited to about 5 billion pages per day, but we can handle anything that you want, Daryl.
Awesome. There she is.
Hi. How's everybody? So
great.
Menterprise is a beast. I think that needs to be said over and over again, because it really is. Because you do have that interlinking going on, the structured schema. There's just so much more. And Mary said something about the URLs. Anything that has a URL, you can use in Menterprise. You can target it, power it up, whether it's a domain, whether it's a TikTok or YouTube video or account. I mean, the possibility of what you can do with this is limited by your own mind. There's just so much that you can do. I love Menterprise. So sorry, I just wanted to say that. But if there's other things, I actually started using this in June, and I can say I don't know. You want my back history a little bit? I can give. So I really didn't start in the SEO game, really going down the rabbit hole until maybe, actually it's been officially a year. And we just kind of drove into it. We didn't start implementing until about April of this year, March, April, where we started creating a Google News network, which I found like those were great. We got a bunch of them. We have a big network. However, the challenge we were having is our WordPress. Things would get hacked. Just a whole thing. Plus it was generating content, but we just wanted more. The more things that you have out there is the more possibilities of getting your message to people, right? So we had actually came involved with Daryl, and in a conversation, Daryl brought up Menterprise and said, see what this is about. This is a content solution, can generate the AI content for you, and then talk to Paul and ask him about MPub. So we talked to Paul, and it was exactly what we were looking for. We knew that there were things that needed to happen as far as schema and interlinking anchor text, all of that needed to happen. But the challenge when you're dealing with one site or even a new site is that's a long process. There's things that you need to put in place. With Menterprise, no, it's not a long process. I think one weekend, Michael and I built out over 2 million pages, 3 million pages in a couple hours. So then we let it season, and that's 3 million pages now that we have out on the internet seasoning, but also the potential to have sales, have options.
Did you say 3 million pages in how many hours?
A couple hours.
We were going slow.
We were going slow.
You're doing better than me. Seriously, I try 1 million a day if I can.
Right. We just went. I'm a firm believer, like especially with Menterprise, when you get it, build it, have your plan, and go. Because SEO, it's a process, right? You need things seasoned, so you need to get those pages out there. If they're not out there, how do you expect to have anyone come to you? Or get
what have you found, Christy and Michael? Like, obviously you and I talk quite a lot. You've got ideas. Have you found our support and our understanding of how things work, 100%?
Oh, absolutely. So I have never had access to an owner like this. I constantly have talked to Paul and to the developer Pim whenever I've had any type of question. I've never really dealt with any downtime. Like if my Google News sites, if they get hacked, I have to call tech support and go through that process and wait for them to connect with me. With Paul and Pim, it's in the Menterprise support, it's really fast. It may take them 24 hours, 48 hours, but for the most part, with me, it's super fast. And the amount of knowledge, because the cool thing about Menterprise is that Paul, what they've created, they do have their training with you, and they kind of find out what it is that you're wanting to do with it. And then show you, hey, this is how you build it. This is what would work best for you. So does that kind of answer that? I mean, I love the support. I love Menterprise.
And you've sort of evolved like with us, obviously. Absolutely. Because you might have gone down one track and listened to other gurus or whatever, and then you've evolved to doing this, and now you're doing lead gen and affiliate marketing and customer stuff.
Right.
Do you see any limits? Like, obviously we have no limits on how many pages that you can put up, and the indexing. Like, what would your indexing be? Is it like 10%?
So, you say 10%, and just to give realistic expectations. However, I've gone back to my first campaign actually while you guys were talking, and it is 100% indexed.
What?
And we're talking back in June. So,
no way.
That was a campaign because we came at it from being in the MMO space with affiliate marketing. So we're like, okay, well, let's really test this and see, is this going to work? And we went after what everyone would say would be probably one of the hardest terms in the MMO space. And now we own real estate, digital assets all over the internet for that term, all over the world, actually. And it literally took us 15 minutes to build the one campaign. It thought even that first campaign was probably a little longer because I was just doing my due diligence.
But imagine if you had to put up 1 million pages with any other format. I know it would have taken me on some of these other platforms nearly 25 years.
Right. And, just building a general basic money site, one money site is going to take time. Like, people are going to go and do the content and make sure it's structured correctly, and make sure the interlinking is going on and the schema and all, everything that's involved with that. Where with this, it's like, boom, put it in and go.
Cool.
I can't say enough. I mean, really,
there's nothing else like it.
There's nothing like it. Sorry, Michael's here too.
I'm always
so it really is for anyone. I would say is if you can follow directions, you can do this. If you are super experienced in SEO, because I'm working with people who have, are super affiliates and have huge enterprise agencies within that are using Menterprise, and we're, discussing things and training them on how I build. Because there's so many ways to build. There's Paul's easy way, but then there's other ways of where some SEOers may like, there's things that we can do and really geo-target, or, there's just a lot that you can do with this. There really is. And the biggest thing is when you get it, is get in and start doing it.
The biggest thing is it's fast.
It's fast.
Yeah, fast.
I don't know if they can hear you.
Okay, no, we can.
We heard you. We heard you. Yeah.
Okay, anybody getting the Menterprise through go.ht/Menterprise, there are two little buttons there. One is to buy Menterprise content, and one is to get early access. We do not allow this into the public. You understand this? This is a private group of people that are or do have access to the most powerful tools in the world. So we're very selective, if I could say it that way. So Tim, there is another little button that says get access to Menterprise. If not that little button, then we will connect with you for getting Menterprise publishing. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right. And what are the use cases? Sorry, Daryl. I know we're
I want to show. Yeah, these are some of the chief use cases, and as you and I have talked, there's probably 1,000 real use cases that you can use this for with regard to Menterprise content and publishing. This just scratches the surface of where you can make monetization happen. Okay. So number one, high ticket and recurring affiliates. I've always told people from the get-go, go for the high ticket, because traffic, you might as well go for the biggest thing, because it takes just as much work to get one visitor and a low ticket thing as it is for high ticket. So go after that. Go after recurring affiliates. We'll show you some of the affiliates that I've done, but there's so many different recurring affiliate things that as soon as you get a sale, it just every year or every month it just renews. It's a really great way to go. SEO backlinks, like a private blog network. There's so much authority that this builds up on your domain. When you put a domain into here, expect that it's going to have much higher DA within probably 4 months. You're going to see a big increase of domain authority because of the way everything is structured. But don't go with just 1 or 2 domains. Make sure you add a few, I would say over 5, maybe to 10 if you get the first package, the entry package. because the bigger your network, we've noticed that the people that have a bigger network and spend just a few extra bucks to get the more domains, they're
I
getting much
agree.
bigger results, much bigger results.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah, 5 to 10 mega domains with up
For
to
the
1,000
first
subdomains
level.
is a really great way.
Right.
Yeah.
I went
Local,
20.
yeah.
I went 20 because I want to dominate. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to dominate a niche, it's super possible with this because I mean, I have the capability of publishing to over 20,000 pages a day. So,
Wow.
you know, over time that
That's insanity.
build up.
So local lead generation, one of the great things that you can use Menterprise for is just like with Magic Page plugin or any of the other tools, is you can add a location to the keywords. Okay. So not only can you have like a ton of titles and structure and all of this information Google's hungry for, you also have the fact that you can add modifiers like location, and it works amazing. Like it knocks out some places that you'd be surprised that you were able to knock out with this. So it's pretty good. We're going to show you on Wednesday the kind of results that you can expect. Targeted traffic. If you're just looking for traffic to come in on demand, once you build these single niche PBNs, so to speak, these single niche verticals, you can point that traffic where you want to. And so it's really nice to be able to have that ability to do that when you want to, because it's so easy the way we teach you to do it and the way Paul teaches you to do it, to just make an adjustment and you can send that traffic to where you want. Reputation management, it's possible to do. I don't do that kind of business, but there are people that I know of that do that and have used some of the techniques that I've taught on how to do that. YouTube views and playlists to get more hits and subscriptions. So you can do that. And you can also sell campaigns, which is one of the more popular ways to cover your expenses, is to sell a few, campaigns. And you can price them the way you want to. That would more than cover your investment per month of what you're spending. So that's always a great way to go. And then the other thing is it's add-on value. Various developers and SEOs and digital marketers can add this as a campaign to bump up their monthly package for an extra $500 a month or something like that. They can do a campaign on Menterprise. So I just wanted to share that because that is just some of the use cases we talked about in one of our masterminds. And I wanted to make sure we throw that out there. But Paul, you probably can list, because you know all your customers, probably dozens and dozens more of those things.
Yeah, well, probably thousands, as you said.
Yeah.
And you can do a combination. Like I like affiliate marketing. Some people like affiliate marketing and or dealing with lead gen. Some people do local clients, for 250 to 1,000 euros per month. And it's only going to take them 15 minutes of work. So
it feels like taking candy.
You can target them all. You can target them all on a page.
Yep.
Yeah.
And maybe that's me coming at it from the Google News. I think about them every single page as a money site too. So why not do it all? If you go and look on the internet, do a search and look at what the pages are populating. There's a question with Dana. She's talking about, so she had a jewelry website.
Yes.
It's a he. It's a he.
Dana.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You absolutely could do that. As far as the expectations to it just depends what you're doing on how long it may take.
Okay, I'm going to answer this one if I may, Dana. Look, from doing billions and billions of hits per month on our platform, it's dependent on the niche, the competition, how many pages you're putting up, and the time frame. I don't race things. I look at things when I'm testing a market. I'll do 10 to 15,000 pages on a run because it's going to take me a couple of minutes, and I drip feed that for 2 to 3 months. I then go back in 3 to 6 weeks and find out if that campaign has had over 1,000 hits, which could be bots, which is good because you want the bots to find you, or more people. So that's what I do. If I see there's a success, then I duplicate that and I'll drip feed it for a longer period of time. But look, from our experience and our users' experience, if you put up the pages, you will get the traffic. Traffic for us is not an issue. All right? Don't worry about it. But don't think that because, we can do things in seconds that you're going to get a result in seconds. This is SEO on massive amount of steroids, but don't be stupid and think you're going to get your money back or you're going to get all the results back in weeks. It might happen,
Right.
but I'm not going to say that. And I'm going to say
Right.
that 10% indexing is cool. Christy and Michael got 100% on one of their campaigns, and I think that one has 110,000 hits to it. Not bad for 11,000 pages. But it doesn't always happen that way. But the advantage is you can test the market in 15 minutes, not 15 weeks.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't have to
absolutely. And
dollars.
May I also add real quick, and we're getting close to time here. We'll have to wrap, but we're going to help guide you through. We just had a mastermind last time, and we cut the camera off at an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, and then we just carried on for what, Christy? Another half hour or 45 minutes, just sharing our experiences. Right. You're going to be well supported if you go after this to get from people that have already kind of walked the path and can kind of help you with what they've been successful at. So not only do you have the great customer service of Menterprise, you also have that the fact that we're going to support you with the mastermind. And Christy's even doing some coaching and stuff like that, so you can reach out to her for that. So you're going to be well supported with this product as well. So just want to let you know that we have a full-on mastermind coming up on Wednesday. It is webby.link. If you're in my group, I'll probably send you a link to invite you to the webby.link /master Menterprise to get you signed up for that. Okay.
Daryl,
anything
before we
else?
go, just remember that we're only taking on 20 people. Okay,
that's right. Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're only taking on 20 new people because we do spend time with people. We're not into this just to flog a product. We're into it for long-term relationships, and that's why we have a very, very high repeat and referral business. Okay.
Right.
Can I mention something too? Like, that's one of the things I really love about it is, it's definitely Menterprise is protecting the integrity of this platform. Like, eventually it will be closed. Paul has said that several times. But I also wanted to mention that Menterprise does its job. It completely does its job. It's up to the user to monetize. That's, whatever they choose to do with it is really up to the user. There's just so many possibilities, but I did want to mention that.
Good move. All right, guys. Well, Daryl and Simon and Christy,
well done, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you,
very
guys.
much for that. Brilliant.